Hey there YouTube, it's Gundude73 making another video, and today it'll sort of be discussing, carrying a knife versus using a knife. This isn't really a knife talk, just a general idea video. So, basically it's like, you're gonna go carry a knife, right? Are you gonna carry a knife that's bigger and bulkier, say, the Voyager, because when it comes time to use it, the much more ample handle in terms of width this way is more comfortable in your hand? Or do you carry something like, this Lock and Eco, which is narrower in the pocket, therefore easier to carry, but if you're using it for an extended period of time, would you want that narrower handle? Same thing with the 0550. This handle is fairly conducive to use. It's bigger. It'd probably be better if you had gloves because the jimping is kind of abrasive, but probably do in long-term use. I don't know which one would be better, but probably, it depends because you also have if you're wearing gloves, then this would probably be better, but barehanded, this might be better just because of the smoother handle. It wouldn't be abrading your hand or anything. So for me, I rarely ever have to use my knives for long periods of time. It's basically oh, that needs to be cut. So I take my knife out, I cut it, I put it back. Usually less than 10 seconds total cutting time for the usual cutting task for me. Some people, and I'm not sure if this ever really happens in the real world, but an example would be like, J Davis 882, his cut test video, he'll be cutting rope hard for 12 minutes. I've never had to cut anything like that in the real world. But if I did, a knife with a bigger handle that's more ergonomic, would be more conducive to that kind of cutting task, because I guess it doesn't really matter how well it cuts if the handle sucks, because that's what you're holding, So for me, recently I've been favoring more of the smaller, smoother handle knives. Well, not like small in terms of length, but small in terms of width. Even the Sebenza is almost like right perfect in the middle between too big and too small. There's enough meat on this knife handle to get a good grip. So where you're using it, it's fairly comfortable. But it's not so thick so bulky as to where it's uncomfortable to carry. So this is like the butter zone. But something like the Voyager, especially with how the blade sticks out, this thing is really, really wide. I'd say closing in on maybe 2 inches wide. And that just takes up room in your pocket. It's like if you don't have to cut a lot of things and this is sitting in your pocket, you're going to have to, if you keep anything else in the pocket you're carrying your knife in, you're going to have to reach in there and, the knife is just in the way. When I carry this, it stays, it's obviously tip up, so it's all the way, to nearly on the side of my body, so I can just reach into my pocket and get things easily since it's nice and narrow. But, when you're actually holding on to it, it's not that small, it feels perfectly fine. So there's not a whole lot of production knives I feel that feel substantial enough in the hand, but they're narrow enough to the point where they're not, So it's like you can get something like this, which feels fine when you hold it, but it carries a brick because it's so wide. Or you get something too narrow, like say a Benchmade 530. That thing's kind of uncomfortable to use because it's so thin too. But the Sebenza is probably one of the better production knives for compromising between carry, ease of carry and ease of use, I guess. So feel free to post up any other knives that you guys feel blend, carryability and usability in the handle, if that makes sense. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.